Hey gorgeous, thank you so much for joining me for another video. Today we are going through some more of my Hoya collection. I'm hoping I can get to number 50 in my Hoya collection today. We will see how it goes. I have like a plethora of Hoya next to me as I did last time. And I'm just going to start talking and see how far I can get. I have got another like deadline today. I have to stop filming at about 12 o'clock because I need to go out. We're going to view a house. I say a house we've had an offer accepted on. Very, very excited. Hopefully everything goes smoothly, but we're taking our parents around to see it today. So very happy to be doing that. Since I filmed the last video, I have realised that my Hoyas really do have quite a lot of aphids kind of like hanging out in them, which obviously is not ideal. Aphids suck. I would rather have thrips. I mean, I don't know. I feel like thrips were really feared in the plant community for a really long time, and I've never really felt like they were that big of a deal because I use beneficials, so they just got rid of them really easily. I haven't introduced beneficials yet for aphids. I was kind of hoping that I could try and like get on top of it as best I can. I was hoping I could try and get on top of the aphids without having to like purchase in some beneficials, because whilst I absolutely love beneficials, I think they are just fantastic for people like me who really struggle to like routinely spray down plants. Like that is a task that I really, really struggle with. And beneficials just mean I don't have to do that. I haven't looked into the beneficials for aphids, but I imagine they're like a bit more pricier than like the beneficials for thrips. And as you've just heard, you know, I'm in the process of hopefully purchasing a house, and I haven't got, that was a fungus that just flew right in front of my face. I haven't got as much like throwaway money or like money that I can dedicate to this hobby at the moment. So trying to just kind of like keep on top of it. The way I'm doing that is either squishing them with my fingers if they're not too juicy. I think I said last time, like if they're a little bit too big, can't do it. It's just a little bit too much. Or I've got it with me just in case we find any today. I have this bottle that I've disco balled up. In this bottle is pure isopropyl alcohol. Like it's not watered down in any way. It's just like, it stinks to spray this. Like poof, the fumes are potent, but it does really, it just kills them, like dries them up. I don't know what it does, but it gets it like one spray and they will die. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Like I only use this if there's a lot of them and I don't want to squish that many with my fingers. So it's hard to say whether like the damage that the leaf gets is from the aphids that have been there like munching on it and, you know, sucking the life out of it, or whether it's from this. Let me get a Hoya to show you. So this is my Hoya Caudata Sumatra and the stick from the Bordenii that I spoke about last time. This leaf was coming out in that video and I did not realise that it had aphids on it at all until I noticed it in real life. And then when I was editing the video, I could see the aphids on the leaf in the video. I feel like the damage on the leaf is from the aphids. Like it's got like little pop marks over it. You can actually see these little brown dots are the aphids that have like dried up from the alcohol. Yeah, like I feel like the damage is from the aphids as opposed from the alcohol, but it's definitely like the leaf is not comparable to the other leaves, is it really? But it's not going to be if it's had the life sucked out of it. I can't see any other aphids on it currently, which is a good thing. But I've realised that, oh no, hang on. Oh no, that's just a root. I've realised that like baby aphids are tiny, like really, really small. So that's fun. Okay, let's crack on with it and stop talking about aphids. So first up, I want to share a Hoya with you that I love. I love it so much. Look at it. Ah. You've already seen my big green Polyneuria, but this is my inner variegated Polyneuria, and I adore it. I've got the outer variegated, which I'll show you next. I actually got that one before I got this one. And this one here in the UK, this one is much harder to find. Like, I mean, for a long time, non-existent, but I think, where did I get this one from? I think this was an eBay purchase. And so I got it in November 2024. I've got a photo of the flowers. They are the same as the green one. I think all Polyneura flowers are the same. They're like yellow with red. They're cute. They're okay. Got it in November and it would not root. So it was a fresh cutting, but it would absolutely not root. Obviously you can see that it is now, but so I had it in water for a while. And then I think I probably put it in soil maybe late December or early January. And then I put it into a bag. So it was in like a sealed humidity kind of dome situation. Still wasn't doing anything. And then I used Kaylee Ellen's, the root one, is it number 3? I can't remember, have it on the screen for you. I used that on it. And I'd say like the week after I started seeing roots. So whether that was a coincidence or whether that actually helped, I don't know. But I really thought I was going to lose it. But the roots are doing really well now. And as soon as the roots started to look like a bit more established, this new growth started pushing out, which I'm so excited about. And this is a peduncle, but it probably won't amount to anything. But there's a new stem and new leaf emerging. I am so excited. I was a little bit worried because hopefully I can show you. Oh yeah, you can see really, really well. This is not a mealybug, by the way. Look, the stem is like yellow with like a single green stripe down it. So I was a bit worried. I was like, shoot, is it like completely yellow? Am I not going to get green? But then I kind of like thought through it and I was like, well, obviously it is mostly yellow in the leaf and it has the green outer edge. So I'm hopeful that it will be okay. But the front here is completely yellow and the back only has that little stripe. I cannot tell. I'm using some soil. I can't tell from that new growth whether there is going to be any dark green. I feel like there might be, but I can't tell. If anybody has this one, can you like share what the stem looks like in the comments? Like, is it mostly yellow with bits of green and like it's quite stable in its variegation? But, Polyneura is absolutely one of my favorites. It's like up there. I love it. Here is my outer variegated one, which I got in May of last year. Again, very similar kind of colouring to the blooms. I got this one as, I think this one was a 2-leaf cutting too from eBay. So these 2 leaves, and then it pushed out this really tiny set, well not really tiny, but much smaller set. And then it just went off. And I love it. Like, I love the veining that you can see in these leaves. I love the shape of the leaf. I love the way that it trails. I mean, obviously this one sticks out a little bit. I'm hoping it will collapse down. These last 2 are the most like highly variegated and I think they are absolutely stunning. They are gorgeous. Like, look at that. Beautiful. I have spoken about thinking about cutting this, kind of like individual noding it so that I could get a bushier one, which I probably will do. I'm just a bit scared, but I would like a full one if I can. If I can get that, it's just so stunning. I love it. I haven't got any of like the broguette, however you pronounce it, like the silvery ones. In the first part of my Hoya collection kind of series, I guess it's going to end up being, I mentioned how I've never really had an appreciation for silvery Hoyas until I see them in real life. And I feel like that might be the same for the silver Polyneura because it's never really struck me as one that I've been interested in. It is much easier to get in the UK. So maybe I'll add that one to my collection this year. It's one that when I've seen photos, I'm like, it's okay. But I'm wondering if the like striking difference between the silver and the darkness of the leaves in real life would be a thing of beauty that I would need in my collection. Next up, I want to share with you my Hoya compactor Mauna Loa. I freaking love this plant. I really, really do. I used to have, like years and years ago, I used to have like a big compactor that was just, it was the green one. And I've spoken about this before on my channel. I have huge regret because it got, I mean, oh my God, it was stunning. It was so big and it bloomed all the time. And Steve hated the smell of the blooms. I mean, it wasn't a favourite. I didn't really mind it, but anytime it bloomed, he'd be like, oh my God, get it rid. He hated the smell. Like, it's apparently it smells like a Tootsie Roll, but I don't think I've ever smelled a Tootsie Roll, so I don't know what that smells like. But that Hoya so when I spoke about my green polyneura and I said about it having mealybugs once upon a time, at that same time the compactor got mealybugs and I just couldn't. I couldn't figure out, like I didn't have the capacity to think about how to treat it. And like I said, in the end with the polyneura, I cut it all up, got rid of the base and soaked it in horticultural soap and like did get rid of them. And I so wish I'd done that with the compactor, but by the time I decided, that was like the last measure, like I was like, I'm not getting rid of them. I don't know what to do next. Like I'm going drastic, I'm cutting it up, I'm soaking it. Let's just see what happens. And by the time I'd done that, the compactor looked horrific. And I basically put it out on the balcony. And it was like, I'm pretty sure it was like peak summer. It got munched by mealybugs and really sizzled in the sun. And yeah, I basically just put it out there and allowed it to die. And I have so much regret. So much regret, because buying one of that size now would be extortionate. Like I think I got it for a really good price at the time that I bought it, but now it'd probably be more like £100 for one that size. And I think I'll just have to live with the regret until one day I can replace it. But this one does fill the kind of void a little bit. I just want more strands to it. I bought this one from Plants for All Seasons in this video. I think it was Plants for All Seasons, pretty sure. It came to me, hey Mr. Squirrel, there's no food out there, is there? I'll put some out in a minute. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. He's like on my door ledge, like, hello, can you put some food out, please? I used to put food out for the birds and try and scare away the squirrel, but I've just given up and I've embraced the squirrel in my life. So when I got it, it was like just up to here. It's got this really helpful break in the leaves where there's a node without any leaves, where I know that's where I got it. So it's grown this much in the time that I've had it. I got it August 2024. And for like a known to be slow growing Hoya, I feel like that's quite a good chunk of growth. And what I've really, really enjoyed seeing, so the top it is variegated. You can see the variegation, but it's not very variegated. Like this leaf is quite nice. But the bit that's grown in my care has been a lot more variegated. I mean, it's really hard to see because of the way these leaves grow. But look, it's got some really nice colouring to it. Can you see? I think it's really pretty. And the stem's pink, which is freaking adorable. I'm just going to do like a little aphid inspection because I am really paranoid about getting aphids on this one, because it would just be a nightmare, but I won't make the same mistake again. Apparently horticultural soap is pretty good. Look at that leaf, it's so nice. It's pretty good for killing aphids. It's got 2 new leaves coming in at the top here, which you can see. There are no aphids in there. But yeah, I'm really enjoying having this one in my collection. These are the blooms. So they look very similar to the compactor that I had as well. Pink, fuzzy blooms. I wonder if they smell different. Probably not, right? I don't actually know, like I don't know when it comes to Hoyas and the different versions of them, I don't know if the variegated versions have been like created. Like in the anthurium world, a lot of the variegated ones that we see have been like induced, created, kind of like bred to be that way. But I don't know if that's the case with Hoyas or whether they do kind of are naturally found variegated. I don't know. I feel like I need to do a little bit more learning about Hoyas. Hey, Mr. Squirrel. Here you go. Some sunflower seeds, some peanuts. Got a fat ball. Just make sure you share with all the little birds. We're not fussed about the pigeons, but share with the little birds. Just like itched my nose and now it's really red. Okay, this next one, I feel like, okay, this next one that I want to show you has kind of like, I suppose, triggered. Well, the fact that I'm showing it to you has triggered some, I suppose, feelings of shame and embarrassment, and a couple of the ones I'm showing you today will do that because they don't look their best. And whilst, what am I trying to say? Whilst I don't expect my plants to look their best all the time, they are living things, they get pests, you know, they are subject to my care, which is the problem with all of the ones that I'm showing you and are like triggering those feelings in me. It's because I have not done my best for them and I've left them either too long without watering, too long without watering with fertilizer. I've not shifted them from one substrate to another in time. Like, I know I really struggle with a lot of plant tasks and they build up and then I ignore them, I get overwhelmed. Like, I'm very aware of that. And this Hoya is subject to that, and it's looking worse than I thought it did, actually. Having pulled it out, it looks really bad, and I'm devastated because this is a Hoya that I was so excited about. But okay, I'm just gonna, okay, here we go. This is my Hoya sulawesiana, which, I mean, it's alive, guys. I think it's alive, but ooh. I got this in July 2024, so last year, and some of you will have seen the video. It was an import one, and I was so freaking excited to get this Hoya, and it has grown with me. So these two leaves here are new ones with me. So it had this kind of little cluster in there, and it's a really dark leafed Hoya, which obviously it is not currently. When I imported it, I put it into fluval stratum, and it is still in that exact fluval stratum. I know it shouldn't be. I put it in there for it to root, which it has done. You see, it has rooted, but over the course of however many months it is since July, it has dried out a lot. I have probably only fertilized it twice, maybe, I don't know. Like, it's one that I would have definitely like chucked water in whenever I've noticed it's gone dry, but would that have been fertilizer water? Probably not. I know that the most recent water that it has does have some fertilizer in it, so yay me. But it looks horrific. It looks really bad. Like, I mean, this leaf is gross. I should get rid of that. But like the two that grew in my care, like they used to be really, really dark, and I'm assuming this is nutrient deficiency. This white splodge is a bit of like the latexy sap from another plant that I'd cut around it. Oh, that just wiped off. Maybe it wasn't. That stuff's normally hard to get off of. Anyway, yeah, you can see the yellowing. These are not happy leaves. It has tried to grow here. All of these nodes are empty, but there is, I've just spotted, a new growth point. Can you see that? Just here. So it's trying, regardless of my neglect. I would really, really, really love to get a lot of my plants repotted before I move. At the current stage that I'm in terms of buying a house, I don't know when that's going to be. We've been told 3 months-ish, give or take, but I don't know, like it was our mortgage advisor that kind of gave us that rough estimate, and obviously like this is a kind of human process and things don't always happen or go to plan. But I don't know if he registered, like the house that we're buying is empty, so there's no chain. So I don't know if he put that into the equation or not. We're first time buyers, we've got no idea how long all this process takes. But if I'm working with like 3 months, I feel like I could do that. I mean, definitely not all my plants, but I would love to do all the Hoyas, because filming this collection video has really made me aware that there are a lot that are not, they're not okay with where they're at. So yeah, this one is one that I really wanted because of the leaf shape, how dark the leaves are normally, but also because of the blooms. They are stunning. They're like this like really fluffy mauve pink colour with the dark pink on the inside, and I adore it. So yeah, I really need to do better. I do like Fluval though for rooting Hoyas. I've actually got 2 more Hoyas from that order that are all in the same situation, so I may as well talk about them all in a row. This one is the Calistophylla, which honestly, this didn't look good. I think I did a was it like a month update? I can't remember, but all of the ones in that update video, I'm sure I did an update video, were looking okay. Like they'd started rooting, they were doing okay. This one, and there was one that was called like a Hoya silver coin, but I think it was the Xerosis Danguii. That one I think at that point had died. So yeah, but this one looks horrific. It had not rooted at all, and it just got left kind of like in its space. I chucked some water in it whenever I chucked water in the others, and I just kind of thought that it had died. And I mean, it is incredibly, these leaves, I don't think these are leaves that should bend. They are incredibly dehydrated, incredibly yellow in their colouring. I can see, can you see? There is a tiny, tiny little root just there. But what I was most surprised about, like, I don't know why I've kept it, to be honest, because I thought about chucking it out so many times because it just wasn't doing anything. But what I'm most surprised about is that it looks like it's trying to grow. I don't think you're really that rooted, but look at that. This little like dark kind of purpley red bit. Like, what is going on? So I'll carry on keeping it, and I guess at some point in the very near future I will repot this one and the Sulawesiana and the next one that I'm going to show you, and we'll see what's going on inside, if there's any roots. But there's clearly some life left in it, but like the stem that it's on doesn't even, like, I would look at this stem and be like, that looks dead. Wild. Oh, these are the blooms. One that I've got for the foliage and not for the blooms. The next one from that same order that I want to share with you is the Hoya Kerrii outer variegated. Again, still in Fluval stratum. It is much more rooted. Ignore that label, that's clearly wrong. This is not an anthurium. I remember being really disappointed because I wanted the inner variegated Kerrii. Like, I was really, really disappointed. But I've kept it around because, I don't know, like this leaf kind of grew on me. I can see the beauty in it. I just really wanted the inner variegated one. It has pushed out this leaf, which, I mean, like, it came out a bit funky. It didn't have aphids when it came out. It's been out for a little while. It is very hard, but like, can you see? like, I don't know if it was just because it was the first leaf that was coming out in my care, but it kind of came out a little bit funky. But also the variegation's kind of taken over. Like, I mean, obviously it's a different colour. It's kind of limey as opposed to a cream. But this is the only green section. Like, I don't completely... I don't know how much I love it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I have considered chopping this one up. I have got a green one as well, which I'm also not the biggest fan of. Like, the green one's got a new leaf that just isn't, it's not heart-shaped, and I'm not digging it. But I think these can be so beautiful with their, like, I do love a heart-shaped leaf, and I think these can be so beautiful, but I feel like they're actually quite tricky to get to grow in a nice way. These are the blooms. And it does just say Hoya kerrii, so I don't know if they're different on the variegated ones, but I imagine not. My green one did bloom for me once upon a time, and it was sticky. Like, that was like a real drippy, sticky Hoya. There's a fungus gnat. Yeah, really drippy, sticky Hoya, was not a fan. So if any of them do bloom for me again, I probably won't let the blooms bloom, or I might let them bloom, but then like take a photo and get rid kind of thing, because they were sticky and drippy. But yeah, number whatever Hoya this is in the collection. I think I'm also realizing, like, I don't know, like putting that Hoya down, I can see the beauty in it. It's quite striking, and I feel like when I'm looking at my plants now, I'm imagining where they might be placed in a house. And like the plan is for me to have we're going to have a dedicated kind of like hobby room, which is mostly going to be a plant room, but it's going to have like a desk in there for like an office space, and it might have my husband's nope, he's got a PlayStation now. Like that in there. Like, it's going to be like a space for us to just like hide away and kind of do our own thing kind of thing. So there's going to be like big shelves in there. Like, I'm thinking like wall length. I'm excited. But there will obviously be some plants kind of dotted around the rest of the house. Like, I don't want the house to look chaotic with plants. I love my plants, but it's feeling like I don't like the way the apartment feels anymore. So I do want the house to feel different. And I feel like, I don't know, like something like that could be really striking, really eye-catching in like just a random little corner. And I think I was saying this because I put it down and thought, actually, that's really beautiful. I don't think I'll get rid of it. I don't like the way my plant shelves and cabinet are looking. I think I'm really ready for a very big change in the way that I display and keep my plants. Like, at one point I really liked having all my Hoyas together, and I thought they looked really good, but I just feel like it looks like chaos now. Like, there's tendrils everywhere, and I hate it. I hate it. Like, there have been points where I've been looking at my Hoya collection, I'm like, why did I get you? I don't even like you. But actually, I think it's the general vibe of how they're displayed as to why I don't like them, and not the plant itself. But again, we're waffling. Let's move on. Just going to remove the fungus gnat trap out of this one. I did link the black fungus gnat traps in the last video, I think. I was meant to. If I didn't, I will link them in this video too. They work really well, as you can see, and I prefer them. I feel like, I mean, especially in my aesthetics, I've got a lot of black things. They don't stand out as much as the yellow ones, and even though you can see the fungus gnats on them, it's not quite as obvious when they're covered in flies, so it's not like as gross. But they do work really well, and I appreciate them. Okay, this is my Hoya Houseplants, if that's how you pronounce it, in a variegated. This is, I have got the flower thing is gone for this one. I've definitely got one. Don't know where it's gone. I can't remember therefore I can't remember when I got it. It was one of the newer ones, like the October, November kind of hauling of Hoyas. Forgot my words. This was a strand, like a long strand, and I cut it up, rooted it and potted it into this cup. I want a bushy one. That is the aim. Like, I want a really good bushy one. This section here has started growing, like you can see some of the pink on the new leaves. So that one has started growing. The other ones haven't, but I feel like this was the top section anyway. I can see there is like a new growth point just in there for this one, so that's good. I love the backs of these leaves. Like, look at the kind of like the striping. Like, I think that's really, really freaking cool. I kind of want more leaves that look like this, that have more of the green around the edge. Like these ones, they just, I don't know. Sometimes I look at it and I feel like it looks a bit unwell, but this section I'm appreciating. So yeah, there's that one. This next one is quite a new one that I've had since after I did like the little cards with the flowers and stuff on them. So I don't have one of those for this one. I will eventually get one for it. This is the Hoya. Is it just called Species Germany? I don't know. It's still in the seller's original perlite. I haven't done anything with it. Obviously there's some water in the bottom there, which I really don't want to drip everywhere. But this Hoya is one that I had my eye on eBay for ages. Well, not ages, a couple of weeks back in September, October, November time. And I missed out on buying it. The seller put their shop like closed for winter, and I was like, no, I really want that. I want that Hoya. And I messaged them and they were like, yeah, I'm not shipping out over winter. Message me in February. And I put a little note on my calendar and I messaged them and managed to get the Hoya Species Germany. And I really, really love it. Obviously it's brand new in my collection. It is not currently doing anything. I think it did have a new leaf. Ooh, water. I think it did have a new leaf when it came in and that died off. Like it was like brand new, nowhere near being like fully expanded or hardened off. So I think the stress of shipping just kind of like killed it off. But hopefully it will push out some new ones, probably when I get it into some like actual proper substrate, because it is rooty. It's rooting and tooting in there. It needs some proper substrate. I think I'll probably go soil for this one. But I just like the veining on it. I think it's a really cool one. Okay, next up is I need to read it. It's the Hoya species Af Bretonnier, aka Hoya DS70. And I feel like I remember watching another YouTuber talk about why it's called the like Af Bretonnier, and does Af mean like it looks like, or it's like associated with the Bretonnier, like it's not actually anything to do with this Hoya? I might be wrong, but this is the green one. I found this in a garden centre near me. I found it in Cadbury Garden Centre, which is one of the diamond like chain garden centres. And this is one where I could never figure out if I liked the fully green or the variegated version. And I do like the green. I really appreciate the texture. I think that's probably my favourite bit about this Hoya. It is a really, I don't know if I'll be able to like capture the texture. It's a really soft, I don't know, it's a very hard Hoya. It's quite rigid, but there's like a layer of fuzz that just makes it feel, I don't know, this might sound weird. There's something nostalgic about the feeling. So like I'm trying to think back to childhood and like trying to think of like what toy this might remind me of. But I can't, is it like a felt type thing? I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like I'd like a big one that's quite trailing. I think that would be quite pretty. This is one that I have seen some aphids on, so it's one I check in on it pretty much every day. But these are the blooms. Nothing too special in my opinion, but it'd be cute if it bloomed one day. Next up, I want to share this little one with you. This is the variegated Houseplants again. This strand fell out and I just popped it into this pot of fluval with my Hoya insularis. So if you could ignore the Houseplants. So the Hoya insularis is one that I got in January. It was one that was from Plantopus, which I think I spoke about in the last video, but there is a whole video unboxing on getting Hoyas from Ben, who owns Plantopus. But the Insularis is one of those like weirdos that has these really long leaves with like, I don't know, this really abrupt end. I feel like the end reminds me of like the end of a bone. I don't know how rooted it is. This leaf here feels a bit more rigid than some of these other ones, so I hope that's a good sign in that it's rooted and it is kind of like absorbing water, and these guys will go a bit more rigid at some point. But it's a weirdo Hoya, and I feel like when I look at photos of the Insularis, I do like it sometimes on like a trellis, but I also like the idea of like one strand trailing so that you can kind of really see the kind of, I don't know, like chaotic simplicity in this plant. Like that's kind of how I view it, and I really hope it does root and can start growing for me. It is one with weird blooms, like definitely not my favourite, but I think if it did bloom I would appreciate it just because they are very weird. So next up is another one that I got in that Plantopus order, and it is the Hoya Chlorantha var Chlorantha. I feel like the name is twice. It's not looking the happiest. You can kind of see a bit of discoloration kind of going on. This is one that I got for the blooms. I do need to repot it. This is what it came in, and it's clearly very rooted in there. But this is one that I absolutely got for the blooms, and that is because they are like fuzzy and green. I really like it. Don't know how easy it is to get this one to bloom, but this one really is one that I've got for the blooms. So if it never blooms for me, I will be very, very sad. But I hope it does. I need to, like, that's definitely going to go into like the repot pile that needs seeing to soon. Whilst we're talking about Hoyas from Plantopus, I figured I'd just show you this one and its companion plant, which is actually a Dischidia. But this one here is a Hoya species Vietnam Polyneura complex, and this is one that was gifted to me by Ben because of the issues with my order, which if you've watched that video you'll know about, and if you're curious, go and watch that video. But I like this, so yeah, this isn't one I picked out myself, but I am curious to see how it grows. I think it is bleached. I don't think it's supposed to be this colour. The fluff on it it's moss. It's not actually like aphids or anything, so don't worry about that. But it has got these interesting colours on the back. It does give Polyneura vibes, but not quite the same, but I still quite like it. And it did come with a peduncle, which is quite cool. This one next to it is a Dischidia. It is the Dischidia GPS 88 or 88. And I quite like it. Quite simple, but kind of like veiny in it. It's quite cool. Just realised I actually had another Hoya to talk about from that order from Ben. It looks a little bit sad. This was another gifted one. Sorry, Ben, if you're watching this. This is the Lithophytica. It was a fresh cut, and it did have a lot more leaves. So a lot of the leaves have died off, which is sad. They are these like little tiny little leaves, but you can see kind of, I don't know if it's focusing on it, but there's like a little bit of like, I don't know, these markings. It's really interesting, but they're like, I mean, they're very tiny, so it's hard to feel them, but they're almost, it's not like velvet, but they are very soft to touch. They are tiny. I feel like when I looked up the blooms, I quite like the blooms. It is growing, believe it or not. This is like new kind of growth going on up here, and it has, I mean, it either is rooted, no. There is new roots going on just here, going in. So I think it's happy enough. Hopefully it will get some more leaves. I can't remember if this, I mean, it looks more like a upright trellis one, but I don't know if it can grow trailing. I'll have to have a little look, but I had no idea what this Hoya was when it arrived. But it's cute and looks ridiculous right now, but I do like it. Okay, This next one I don't have a little card for, and I think that's because when I was making those cards I didn't think I was going to be keeping this one. This is my Hoya Hoya? What on earth? Hoya Cotizii, something like that. I've had this for a very long time. I would say maybe 2021 potentially, and I used to have it trailing and I didn't like it. Like, I really didn't. It was such a kind of like clunky grower. Like, it didn't just trail and look beautiful. It was like sticking out all these weird angles, and whenever I looked at it, I just didn't like it. But I really, really love the leaves. I love the leaves of this Hoya. I love the shape. It is such a unique leaf shape. And the splash is also stunning. So I've really struggled to get rid of it, but that's why it's now on this tiny little trellis. Not very well, might I add, but it is on this trellis. I feel like I need to like tuck that section behind. Like, I feel like it looks better trellis because I can kind of contain the weird clunky growth. And I quite like it on this small trellis. So it's still here, currently, surviving being in my collection, and it has not been moved out. It's not one that's ever bloomed for me. I don't even think I've ever looked at what the blooms look like on this one, but I've always loved it for that leaf shape and the kind of the splashy variegation on it. So yeah. What are your thoughts on this one? It's just such a, like, I think it's quite rigid in its growth. Like, I don't know, just not a fan. Okay, this next one is one that I'm really, really excited about for the potential blooms, but I also just quite enjoyed the leaves. Whilst they're quite basic, they are soft to touch, which I do really, really appreciate. It is one that had a single aphid on it, but I haven't seen anything else come of that. Obviously I got rid of it. I haven't even told you what it is. It is the Hoya Gigas NS05-193, which, if you don't know what the blooms look like on this one, look, that is someone's palm. Are you kidding me? It will probably never ever bloom. Like, I'll probably never be able to give it the conditions it needs to bloom, but the potential that it could, are you serious? And it's huge, and yeah, the leaves are fuzzy. This one's a little bit dusty. This has all grown in my care. So I bought it off eBay, and the seller sent it, like, this section goes down in loops under, and like all the roots were in obviously where the roots are, and there was this one leaf on the end. And it's occurred to me recently that I should chop this section, turn it upside down and root it, and we could potentially get a couple more like growth points from there, because it's probably not going to do anything like that at the moment. And it has also occurred to me that it could potentially shoot out a growth point from inside, like the Soligamiana that has that like random tendril that I showed you in the last video. But yeah, these leaves are super fuzzy and soft, and I'm enjoying watching this one grow. It's not been a very needy one, to be honest, which I appreciate. I feel like I'm doing quite well on time. I was not expecting to be able to get through all of the ones that I got out in time before I need to leave. I think I might do it, you know. This next one is one that I got off of eBay. I think I got it off of, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I bought it because I was buying something else from that seller, and I just thought, why not? Let's add it in. This is the Hoya Diptera. This is what the blooms look like. Quite simple, but quite pretty. Got it in October last year. It's, oh my God, the fungus gnats. I need to get some nematodes. I don't know, there was something about the leaf shape I think that I liked. This kind of like rounded, and it's got a slightly, I don't know, it's hard to capture it on camera, but there's like a slightly kind of hue of like pinky red on the margin, which I quite like. Does it show up on the back better? Ooh, maybe a little bit. You kind of see? It's really cute. It's a very like soft, matte one, shiny, very simple. It is starting to grow, which is exciting. Yeah, not much else to say. It was just I appreciated the round kind of ness. I think we've established that I do like a round leafed Hoya. Yeah, and there's something about the like real flat surface that I like for this one. I'm intrigued. I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like it's because of the colours. I feel like these blooms would smell like quite sweet and nice. If anyone's had one bloom, can you let me know? Am I completely wrong or am I spot on? There's something about the kind of like buttery yellow with the pink that makes me think of like quite a sweet, maybe slightly fruity smell. I don't know why. This next one I've had since April of 2024, so last year. Oh, I keep dripping everywhere. It's grown really well. I'm pretty sure I got it as the 2 leaves down here. I remember it being on my windowsill with just 2 leaves. It's the Hoya pandurata. This is what the blooms look like, quite simple. It wasn't one that I got for the blooms. I got it for the kind of, I suppose, the polyneura vibes it gave me. It's a really interesting shape. It's another one where I'm thinking I might chop it, like individual node it to get a bushier one. It's one that is clearly sticking out. I don't know if it would prefer to have a trellis, but I don't think I like these kind of plants on like this style of leaf growth on plants. It did have a fall recently. It was like perfect, and it did have a fall because it is kind of getting like weighty and it has lost a leaf here, which is sad. It does have a peduncle, see, on like every single node. It's under, down in that one for that one. It's the growing one on the end. Like, I don't know if it will bloom for me, but I think I will chop it actually, just because it's so top heavy now. It does just keep, it does just keep kind of toppling over, and it needs to lean on something to not do that. Oh. You're making me look bad, guys. The fungus nuts. Yeah, I haven't got much else to say. I would like a bushier one, and I would like it to actually trail down and look pretty as opposed to sticking up and looking a little bit silly. I feel like there are some Hoyas, like, I don't know, I feel like some do just trail quite nice and neatly, and then others are just a little bit like, I will grow whichever way I want. Thank you very much vibes. Next up, I'm going to talk about my Hoya serpens, which is so silly and tiny. I really want like a big kind of full plant of this, and I just haven't got round to like chopping and propping. He's in amongst some of the plants that have had quite bad aphids, and I'm just feeling a little bit paranoid because it does have like lots of little like new leaves coming in on all of the strands. But I do love this one. I love the kind of like, well, I think it's called the serpens because it kind of looks, oh my god, I can't get hold of it. It looks a little bit like a snake's head. I think it's supposed to give that vibe. I feel like I did give mine some water recently, but I wonder if I didn't give it enough. It might need some more. I feel like they're not as plump as they should be. There is a Serpent Silver, which is absolutely stunning, but it was like a lot of money for like a 2-node cutting, and I'm not willing to splurge on that. But I love how delicate this is, and I would love to have like more tendrils. I would also love it if it blooms, because again, they're like a green fuzzy bloom. It's like a sage green fuzzy bloom. I think it's beautiful. I've had it since March 2024. I think I actually got it at the plant swap from someone, and it was like a tiny little thing. So it's definitely grown. I just haven't given it loads of love and attention to like help it. I think I'm just a little bit scared of it actually, because it just seems so fragile and little, but I do love it and I do have it in my collection, so here we go. Next up is another eBay one that I've had for a little while, I feel. Oh, October. It's the Hoya Biakensis Splash, or Biakensis Splash, maybe. Not the cutest of blooms. Just, you know, not the most exciting for me personally. I bought it because the photo the eBay seller had listed was of the lower leaves here, and they looked really splashy in the photo, but the growth that it's kind of put out for me, this bit was a new growth, has not been very splashy, and then obviously this section here is not looking very splashy at all. Like, it's kind of like, I'm intrigued because it's very veiny. Like, I'm very intrigued by it. It is rooting. So I'm like, I don't know if that's just dehydrated and it's not got enough roots yet to sustain it, or if that's just gonna, I don't know, it almost looks like two different plants. Like, we've got like a round, flat, splashy leaf and then a really weirdly veiny one. I don't know. In my last video I said that there was a little one that I got from Plantopus that reminded me of this one, and I can't remember, Colina maybe? It's like a little one leafer. It reminded me of this. I don't know if it's one that I'll keep in my collection, to be completely honest, because it's not wowed me like the photo on the eBay listing did. But it's currently in my collection, so here we go. Next up is one that has been attacked by aphids, so just going to give it a quick little goosey gander here. I can't see any aphids on it. This is my Hoya, I say carrii, but I know some people call this carrii as well, but it's like the carrii in my head is the heart-shaped one, and this is definitely not heart-shaped. It also gets called the Hoya NS13-064. The blooms are really simple little white ones. They are quite sweet. I got it in September of last year, and I got it after seeing it on Roos's channel. I just loved it. I loved it. I saw it on her channel and I was like, I need to have it before. I've spoken about this before, like why I fell in love with it, but I thought it looked like an anthurium leaf. Like, I feel like it gives anthurium forgetii vibes, but in a smaller Hoya styled leaf, and I loved it. Let's talk about how it's growing. So what did I purchase? I feel like I purchased two like little cuttings from different sellers, like one from eBay and one from Etsy, just because I hadn't ever seen it listed, purchased it, and then there was like a better deal, so I purchased it again. Some of those, I feel, ages ago I filmed a video where I like repotted a few of my Hoya and did like loads of Hoya chores, and the idiot that I am somehow managed to film it in slow motion. So when I went to edit it, like the first 10 minutes were fine, and then like there was like an hour-long slow-mo bit, and I couldn't, like, slowing normal footage down to slow-mo is easy, but speeding up slow-mo to be normal, that's not easy to do, and I just had to like scrap the whole video. And I think it might have been in that video that I repotted this one into the substrate that it's in now, and like repotted all the little nodes that I had rooted. So it was originally 4 cuttings, but 2 of them died, and that was because so the way, like, basically they'd rooted the wrong way. So like there was no stem on one side of the node and there was like a lot of stem on the other side, but that was the wrong way round. Like, it's too hard to explain. I can't explain it. But I've got 2 plants growing in here. Is basically what I'm trying to say. There's this one here, which is looking quite beautiful. It is like, as it's getting taller and getting a bit closer to the light, it's kind of moving away from this dark green and kind of going this chocolatey, coppery colour, which you can see has like a reddy colour on the back. I do personally prefer the dark green. Like, I love that. So I will probably try and pull it back from the light. This one is the one that had aphids on it. Obviously I need to cut this down. This node here does not have any leaves that will grow from it ever. And then this section is a very long internode. So I will be cutting it because I can't be tolerating that. But you can see the aphid damage at the top here. So there's like some aphid damage here on this leaf. There was a couple on this one, I think, and then there was some on this one, which you can see those shiny spots. This is one where I squished some with my fingers, and then I did also spray it with the isopropyl alcohol, which I feel like, yeah, there's damage, but I actually don't feel like it suffered too much. I think this still looks quite nice. Like I don't know, like I was going to say I might remove this leaf here, but I actually don't think I will. I'll just leave it. It's just so much skinnier than the others. Like the others are given Anthurium forgetii and this one's given Anthurium rocquianum. I really love this Hoya. I really do. Even this like weird funky half-eaten one. That is a new tendril at the top here. I really want to cut it now, but when there's a new tendril growing, like it puts me off a little bit because I don't want to, I don't want to disturb it. But I really, 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 really love this Hoya. Would definitely be kind of up there in the like top favorite zone. I really appreciate it. I do wonder if it would look prettier trailing. And I don't know if it would trail. Something to think about. I'm so impressed with how I'm doing for time, guys. Like I've got this one and one more to talk about, and then I think we'll be at number 50. I think. I'm really impressed. This is my Hoya Michelle MB1255, which I purchased in October. These are the blooms. Not my favourite, they're the ones that remind me of a tooth. But it was the leaves for this one. Look at these leaves. Aren't they pretty? Oh wow. I don't know if I've ever shown this one. Oh no. Before I made the like flower labels, I had little mini acrylic ones with their names on. So if you've spotted those in any of the plants, that's why. I don't think I've shown this one on camera before, and like, look at those leaves. Isn't that splash stunning? And like the veining, how gorgeous. It's a little bit splashy on the back too. And there's this leaf, stunning. And this one, I love it. All of those leaves it came with. I haven't grown any of those leaves. I can't take any credit for any of them, but I really do appreciate it. It was like the tendril is quite long and I have wrapped it round and it's going back up. Hopefully you can like see it is quite a long tendril. I'm pretty sure it has started to grow again. Like I don't think it had that like pinky tip before, so that's positive. I also literally have just noticed here on this node that is an active growth point, which is very exciting. This one's not had aphids on it as far as I'm aware, but it is one that I really, really do adore for the foliage. So pretty. Okay, last but not least today, this one needs a shower down. It is so dusty. It is my Hoya Dakier. These are the blooms. Again, a little bit tooth vibes. This is one, I've got February 2020 on the back. It's one that was imported for the shop, similar to the Catsburgii. Nobody purchased it, so I got to keep it. I don't know why nobody purchased it, because I freaking love this plant, like a lot. I really enjoy the leaf shape. It's quite like an unusual leaf shape. Like maybe this one's, you see, it's kind of like, it's not heart-shaped, but it's also, I don't know, it's hard to explain it. I literally don't know how you would explain that leaf shape, but I really appreciate the leaf shape. It's got some good veining on it. It does have little patches of splash as well, which I really appreciate. It was quite a long tendril that I did wrap round, and I spotted, like, basically I need to cut it off. Like, can you see? the tendril is absolutely dead. I need to remove it, but that's not from wrapping it round. It was absolutely fine for ages, and then there were some aphids on the end of it, and I kind of just went and then it just croaked. It absolutely clearly hated that, me trying to protect it from being eaten, and that whole section died. So yeah, whether it will grow, like I'm not going to change it, so obviously this vine will now be pointing downwards, which they say not to do with Hoyas, but I'm not going to move it, so I guess we'll see whether it'll shoot any new growth out of that section, like out of the node here, or whether it'll go from somewhere else. I don't know. This leaf here and obviously this one here are new. This one's still soft, I believe. Yeah, it's not finished hardening off yet, and I've been checking it, like kind of like peeking at the top, like just having a little look to see if it's had aphids on it, and it hasn't. But the other day I was like, had like a gut feeling, like check the bottom, and I had a look and there was a single aphid, and like a proper adult one with like wings and everything. I was like, you little... So you can see this little kind of kinked bit here was where that adult aphid was underneath, and I just like squished it. Just squished it. I haven't seen anything else on it, so I'm hopeful that maybe that one had just like landed there. I've never seen aphids fly. Like, obviously they have wings, they must fly, but I've never seen them fly. But I'm hoping that that one had literally just landed and I destroyed its hopes and dreams. Yeah, so that's that new one, and here's this new one, which as far as I can tell is completely pest free. But like, look at that leaf shape. Isn't it weird? I love it. That's the back of it. Oh, nope. Again, I don't know why nobody wanted this Hoya when I had it in the shop, but I really love it. It's a cute one. I was like, surely I haven't spoken about them all. Surely I haven't. I have missed one. It is just one, but it is quite an exciting one. Not that it looks like much. This is one that I've got from eBay. It is another one that I really need to do something with, because I've seen it try to push out new growth a couple of times and it's died. And I think that's because it's dried out and I haven't watered it in time. I hope that's what it is and it's not flat mites. Like I still haven't seen any flat mites under the microscope. Like I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see, but it is one that I did get for the blooms. But let's just talk about the leaves. The leaves they're quite thick. Not the most exciting. They are dirty. I think they have got, I don't know actually. I feel like they look like they have a slightly fuzziness to them, but they really don't. They're quite thick and leathery. But the blooms, so I didn't actually tell you what this is, and I don't know if I can pronounce it. Hoya Pistilopis, no, I don't know, NS16-002. These blooms are beautiful. I'm pretty sure that they're quite big ones, but they're beautiful and pink, and hopefully one day we can get it to bloom. But at the moment, I know it's not happy with me. There goes my alarm to tell me to stop filming. You guys, we did it. So here we go. Knowing me, I've probably gone to like 52 or like 51 or something, and I didn't need to talk about all of these because your girl is not great with the math. But okay, that is going to be the end of this video. I'm very excited. I feel like the rest of the ones I've got I can definitely talk about in the next video that I post, and then that'll be all of the Hoyas, and I will finally know exactly how many I've got, because I don't know. I feel like it might be 70, but I don't know for definite, and obviously I have said I might get rid of a couple, maybe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for all the love on the first part of my Hoya collection video. Like, that video's done really well. There's some lovely comments on there that I haven't yet replied to, but I am going to, and it's just lovely. Like, I know it's brought in a few new people, which, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I actually really enjoy showing like genus collections. I like talking through why I have each plant in that kind of collection. I have got a couple of other videos that are around like plants in a certain collection. I've definitely got a philodendron one. I think I've got a Cordex one. I've got a begonia one, and I haven't yet done an anthurium one because that felt really daunting, similar to the Hoya one. But I will probably have to do the same thing and then split it down because I've got a similar amount of anthurium to what I've got of Hoya. I am going to stop talking. I'm going to link my collections playlist here for you. So if you are interested in watching any of those videos, go and check them out. Again, thank you so much for being here and watching this one. If you're not already, please subscribe so that you don't miss the third and final video of my Hoya collection. And I will see you there next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.